Dynamics 365 Contact Center and Dynamics 365 Customer Service. What's the difference? How do I pick which one to use or to recommend to my clients based on their requirements? Well, don't worry. I'm going to take you through exactly how my team and I worked this out a few weeks ago when we had a similar situation. Now, there is a great blog from my fellow MVP, EY Kalman. I've linked to it in the description. He's going to go into a bit more detail than I will, but I'm going to give you a quick guide for how these products are different. All right, so let's get into the Maker portal and start exploring. Now, this is my trial environment, and what I've done is I've gone and I've set up trials of Contact Center and Customer Service. These are different products, so when you set up trials of them, they're going to go into their own environments. And so I've got my Contact Center here, and I've got Customer Service here. All right. Now, at first glance, you can see when I'm in the customer service workspace, this looks very familiar. It looks a lot like the customer service workspace that we're used to working with. These apps look very, very similar. So what's the difference? What's going on between Contact Center and customer service? All right, well, let's go ahead and let's start playing with the voice channel to see where these differences might lie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dial the test number that comes with this trial environment, and we're going to pop up on the screen, and let's see where this might differ. All right, so we've just got a pop up on the screen. Let's go ahead and accept this call. And what this is going to do is it's going to launch what Microsoft call a conversation window. Now, this should look familiar if you've used customer service, because we've got our customer, it's been linked to by the number, we've got sentiment, we've got a timestamp, we have got recording and transcription, and we've got the details of our customer based on the number. We can see previous activities in the timeline and all of these details. We've also got our Smart Assist, so we've got our agent scripts, our knowledge article search, and all of that good stuff going on. So this is what goes on in Contact Center when a voice call comes in. So let me go ahead. I'm going to disconnect this call, and you can see that it has done our recording and transcription. We've got our summary here from Copilot. So this all looks fairly familiar if you've used Omnichannel or customer service. All right. So this is what happens in Contact Center. Let's move over to customer service and let's try the same thing. So I'm going to call the test number for the voice channel in customer service, and let's see what's going on. All right, so we've got a incoming call notification. This looks exactly the same. I've clicked on it, and again, we've got a conversation that's linked to a customer. We've got sentiment, recording, transcriptions, timestamps. This looks exactly the same. So what's going on? What's the difference? All right, let me disconnect this call. And now we're going to see a key difference. So there's something key going on here. Let's go to Contact Center and Customer Service. Do you see the difference? It's right down here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. In Customer Service, we have this option to create a case. When I come over here to Contact Center, I don't have that option. All right, what's going on? Well, when you go to Configure Contact Center, so if we come over here to our apps, and let me just get out of that. I've now given you a spoiler alert. All right. In the Contact Center admin, which is which is similar to the Copilot customer service admin app that you would use in customer service, we have the CRM Connection Wizard. And what this does is this lets us connect to the system that we are using for case management. And so here's our connection wizard, and as you saw, we have an option to connect to Salesforce. Now you can connect this up to other third-party systems as well. In the trial instance, it lets you connect up to Salesforce. And if we go through this dialog here. It will give us a connection set up to Salesforce. Now, I don't have a Salesforce environment, but this is how you would do it. All right. So that's what's going on in Contact Center. Whereas in customer service, we're already hooked up to a case management system because we're using Dynamics Customer Service for that. And that's the key difference between these applications. I'm going to come over here to my Miro board to illustrate this. All right, so when I'm working in Dynamics Customer Service, I've got omnichannel communications, as we saw, so voice, chat, any other channels that we want to set up. That's going to create a conversation record. And then from there, I hand over to my case management, and I've got access to knowledge management, and of course, that seamless integration across the Dynamics 365 suite. So whether it needs to be integrated with sales or finance and operations, that all happens here in the Dataverse layer. And so that's what's going on with customer service. In Contact Center, what's going on is we've still got that omni-channel communication. So voice, chat, any other channels that we want to set up is there for us. We've also got some knowledge access, but we are not using Dynamics for our case management. We're using some other system. Could be Salesforce, could be anything else that we want to hook up to it. And so Contact Center just sits on top of a third-party case management system. And so it gives you that omni-channel capability, but lets you use some other system for case management. And so that's the difference between the two apps. When you need to decide between them, the key question to ask is which system is used for case management. If they are using Dynamics 365 Customer Service, then all they need is the premium license to access all of this omni-channel communication capability. If they're using some other system for case management and they want omni-channel capability, then you want to go with Dynamics Contact Center because that's going to give you that omni-channel capability and then be able to offload to a third-party system for case management. So that's the difference between the two. I hope this makes it a little more clear and makes it easier for you and your team when you need to distinguish between them and recommend one or the other to your clients. All right, that's it from me. Go do something awesome on the Power Platform today, and I will talk to you all soon.